Nah, we gotta start this thing off right, man. Go ahead and talk to him, Kev.
I want to hear shit from you talking about you being broke. If you're not working in 60 hours minimum a week that you're getting paid for, turn off YouTube, Instagram, whatever, and get your ass out there. Go down there and work at McDonald's, Circle K, get you a job. I don't care about your pride. You can't be proud and broke at the same time. Go work, and then you take that money you make from your part-time job, invest some of it, take half of it, invest it to your future. The other 50%, the other percentage, take some, have some fun, go buy your belt, then invest it in self-improvement. Get you a high-income skill. Get you something that's going to give you high-value skills that you can market on, that you can leverage on the marketplace. Whether you're working in corporate America or whether you're going to be doing your own entrepreneurial thing in the future. But men, if you're working, the harder you work, the luckier you get, the more exposure you get. And it's about hard work and speed.
What's up with it? Welcome to another episode of the Soundboard Podcast. This is episode 39. For those of you who have been with us, welcome back. For those of you who are new, welcome. It's the voice that you're hearing is none other than JJ.
Jay Suave. What's so formal?
But your boy is here with my co-host.
It's me, Dante. And you already know, this is Coop.
And we are the Soundboard Podcast. And fellas, I know we were playing that clip.
Yep.
During the pre-pod of Kevin Samuels and the tragedy that he has passed, and kind of just talking about and reflecting over just the amount of impact that he's had. He got so much content out there, and
right.
He became a pretty renowned person just through social media.
Yeah.
And what are y'all thoughts on all that?
Man, first of all, it's been crazy on Twitter, people's reactions.
Oh my gosh, y'all OD.
Man, like, people have been celebrating this man's passing away.
Right. People were literally celebrating. But I also saw, on the flip side of that, I also saw people, it's just always not weird, but people were like going to his page, like comment under his last post, like, say it ain't so, come back, we miss you. And so it made me realize that just as many people had disdain for him or disliked him, there's equally as many people who revered him and looked up to him and appreciated his words. But you said people on Twitter were going crazy.
They were like celebrating his death, bro.
Ridiculous.
That's crazy.
And first of all,
well, kind of, but not really, because his rhetoric.
He said some polarizing things.
Yeah, right.
His rhetoric wasn't always.
Everybody's not a fan.
Everybody wasn't a fan, and we've talked about it on the pod before.
Yeah, we've talked about it. I think I didn't agree with everything that he said, but he had some good information in there, such as the thing we played at the beginning of the pod.
Right.
That was good information that all men should listen to. You know what I mean? I could see why it rubbed some people the wrong way as far as his direct approach. But, sometimes medicine doesn't always taste good.
that is actually because I hate NyQuil. That is fact, but it's good for you.
And regardless
So
of
you
how
think he was delivering medicine?
I think he helped a lot of people.
I think he did. I agree with that.
I mean, we've talked about being direct. I think he was as direct as it gets, and he could be extreme, but it wasn't like he was. I don't think his intentions were bad at all. I think he was trying to help, and he did it the way that he knew how to do it. And for the people that listened to him that disagreed, I would just say, don't listen to him.
Right. That is
he had a huge following of people that would tell you that, hey, he helped me out. He helped me through a hard time in my life, or he talked me through some things that I was working through. A lot of people don't have strong father figures like that in his life. And to a lot of people, I would say Kevin Samuels was that guy.
You know what? It's crazy because I can see that because I was having a conversation with a friend and we were talking about how so many, how so many fatherless homes, basically create men who are like kind of coddled.
Right.
That women tend to coddle men. And so I think for Kevin Samuels, he was over here because let me be very clear. He was talking about women, but
he talked the same.
He kept the same energy
across the board.
Across the board for men as well. Now, I'm gonna be, in my personal opinion, do I think that, bringing a lady down to her dress size and like her weight and her height, do I think that was cool? I don't believe it was cool, but I do think that that was his way of communicating. You can't ask for something that you're not providing, because a lot of women would call onto Kevin Samuels' show and they would say things like, I need a man who makes 6 figures, and he would always be like, well, what do you make?
Right.
I think the delivery service might not have been the best, but the package contains some contents that have validity to it.
I'll say 2 things on that. One, I think that he wasn't telling them what's right. I think he was trying to express what's true. Like, a lot of guys look at you this way.
Right.
I'm not saying it's right or wrong. This is how you're perceived. As far as his delivery, I think the problem that a lot of women might have had with his delivery, he was talking to women how we talk to men, and they're not used to being talked
That is actually very true.
In that way.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, even talking to your girl, I'm talking to Key,
It's filtered.
It's filtered. I'm being cognitive of her feelings.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm not just being direct, like, whatever. I'm not gonna say that.
Tread lightly, kid.
Yeah, tread lightly.
But no, I think that that's valid. Like, his rhetoric creates so much like disdain because he's vocalizing what a lot of men have in conversation, but what a lot of people think and how a lot of people think.
Right.
And he's just putting words to it that's not filtered.
Right.
And so it's direct. It's raw. There's truth to it,
right?
But like you said, it doesn't necessarily mean it's right or wrong.
Right.
It's just how people think, and most of the time, people don't communicate directly what it is that they're thinking.
So, like, I think a lot of people are used to taking their medicine with sugar, and he didn't have no sugar.
Right. You know what? And I think that's one of the things that I appreciate him, and I think, as polarizing as his messaging was, I do think we have kind of moved to a world where it's almost like a groupthink. Like, everybody kind of wants to, like, oh, don't say that.
Right,
or don't do that.
Right.
And in a world that's moving towards that, he was like, hey, I'm going to say what I want to say. And I personally, if you bold enough to say what you going to say, even if I don't agree with the message.
Yeah.
I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? I can respect that.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people don't do that. A lot of people say what they think people should hear, or what they think will be taken the right way. He didn't care.
Especially
and so that's one of the things
culture.
I liked about, especially in cancel culture.
Yeah.
That man got canceled every week.
Right.
That man got canceled every week. But I also think what was dope about him was, if you want to talk about seeing things through, I think Kevin Samuels was a great example of that. He kind of showed up on the scene during the pandemic when everybody was in the house. But Kevin Samuels had been doing this YouTube podcast for years, bro. For years. And a lot of people, I think in a season where a lot of people kind of just give up too soon, he inspired people to kind of keep going, especially for us as podcasters. And so it was dope that it was on the tail end of his life, but I think people gave him his roses before he left.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
We saw him over the last year go. That clip was from the Joe Budden podcast. He was on Joe Budden podcast. We also
dropping gems too. Though.
Dropping gems.
So, like, outside of the delivery, for some of the stuff that he was talking about, he was dropping a lot.
Right.
He's an intellectual, so he was dropping a lot of gems that, to Coop's earlier point, that a lot of people they're not educated on, or they're not getting they don't have the knowledge,
right?
And so he's enlightening a whole group of people, from just a historical standpoint, and how that plays into our culture, how that plays into our thinking. It gives you things to think about. But again, like, depending on the person, you may not be able to receive that.
And it's not like everybody's probably turned off the pod because they love Kevin Samuels.
I didn't even know that they were secret Kevin Samuels fans.
And it's not even that. I respect him because he was good at his craft, for one, and two. Although I didn't agree with everything he said, who do I agree with everything they say? Right. I took what the good information from them, and I left the things I thought was just like silly and BS, basically.
Man, it's just sad though. Anytime a black man dies, what I feel is prematurely, it's just sad to me. Like he was I don't know, man. I just feel like we all say gone too soon, but it just kind of makes me think about like our parents and like, and just that as well. Like how life is short.
Yeah. You know what's weird? You said that. I feel like it's weird because I feel like we got robbed of something because we only knew him for two years. You know, it's because he popped like during the pandemic.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I think that anytime that there's death, that always makes you
Reflect.
It makes you reflect and makes you think about things, which is the importance of like living life to the full. Death kind of makes you think about the end. And when you think about the end, you got to really reflect and say, did I live the life that I want to live?
Right.
And like thinking about how short life can be, how fleeting it can be, like, did I make the most of it? Am I going to look back and say, man, there was so much more I could do?
Right.
Did I use my gifts? Did I use my talents? All of these different things. It makes you reflect on that.
Yeah.
Especially when you see greatness in other people.
Right. Right. No, I think that's dope, man. And so RIP to Kevin Samuels, man. We may not have agreed with everything that he said.
Facts.
But we respect the fact that he said it. And he stood 10 toes down on it. He stood 10 toes down on everything he said. But Coop and I were talking about our favorite clip. And so Coop, we started the episode with Coop's favorite clip. But I want to also go into my favorite clip from Kevin Samuels, which I thought was just super inspiring. So here that is.
Black men, you are worthy. You have done great things in the last 20 or 30 years. You've taken your image back from cops, deadbeat dads, and everything else. You've stepped up to the challenge, and this is your time.
Man, RIP to Kevin Samuels. Let's get on with the show. So, fellas, we are here. It's another week. Damn, was that insensitive?
Nah. I mean, that's real.
That's
Why
what,
y'all-
that's
bro.
what Kevin would want.
Yes, bro. Because
Justin started laughing. Was that insensitive?
just because somebody passes, life doesn't stop.
Okay.
Is that too much?
I mean,
That boy think he Kevin Samuels.
hey, let me know if I'm
And
insensitive.
memorandum.
I ain't got none on them people on Twitter. All right?
Nothing.
Dang, I was just trying to jump back into the pod. Kev, we miss you. Pour a little water out for you. Fellas, what is going on in y'all's world?
My week has been very busy with work, obviously.
Working, man. So you doing what Kevin said do.
Trying to do what I can do.
Now you executing.
You're right. I'm striving. But so it's just been very regular except for one thing.
What happened?
Oh, what's up?
The princess got her ears pierced.
Oh, I saw it.
Blinking on y'all
And
boys.
them ain't no cubics.
Nah. 4 carats each ear.
4 carats.
Them carrots bigger than her ear.
4 carats.
That boy, 4.
Get bugs on the phone.
Call her Lola Bunny.
Yeah, what I'm saying. Get bugs on the phone. Nom, 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 nom.
It's a joke, y'all. Don't rob my daughter.
So somebody come rushing in
Yeah, don't pull up.
trying to rob my
It's a
niece.
joke, man. But that's all. That's
Did
all
she
that-
react when she got it?
Yeah, did she cry?
I wasn't there, but Key said she didn't
You
react at all.
wasn't there. You just bought the. Oh, okay. You just
I was
put the
working.
money
I was
up.
providing.
You was doing your job.
I was
You
doing my
your
job.
Sometimes you miss the major moments
You
when
know what I mean?
when you the breadwinner.
It's sacrifices.
Exactly.
Nah, that's dope, bro. They said these millennial babies are different.
What you mean?
Because they said these. No, I'm sorry,
Like us?
pandemic babies.
I was like, us?
yeah, pandemic babies are different. They said they don't cry.
Oh yeah, Casey doesn't really cry.
She a
unless some-
thug.
something really has to be wrong.
Right.
They've been into a lot.
Yeah. They came into the world under a
I
lot.
bet they came in and was like, this ghetto.
Didn't see faces for like a year.
Dang, that's real. That is actually very, very real, bro.
Yeah.
So I'll give y'all what's going on. Y'all already know it's the countdown to wedding time.
Let's go. Feet check.
Still hot, bro. Still hot. Walking
Okay.
on coals, bro.
yeah.
Walking on coals, man. And
Okay.
and so
That's good news.
our family actually threw us I like to call it a bridal groom shower. But
wedding
it was
shower.
A wedding shower. They threw us a wedding shower. It was dope, man. This was the first time like my family got together and Olivia's family got together to meet
Yeah.
before the wedding, which was super important to us. And so everybody pitched in, everybody cooked. We rented out a space, we decorated the space, took some photos, and overall, man, it was just a good time. It made me realize like there are people who are equally as excited about, you know, the wedding and Olivia and I feel like we are.
I feel like that's good to experience because when you're wedding planning, you probably get so zoned in to the actual plans and everything that you don't get to sometimes like relish in the excitement of what's actually about to happen. So like having people celebrate you is dope.
It was dope, bro. It was dope. And they had vegan options for your boy.
Hey, they kept you in mind.
They did, bro. They did. All my family came together. They had vegan options, non-vegan options.
They went to Jack in the Box?
They didn't go to Jack in the Box. They cooked vegan options. So it was good, man. It was just a good time. It was a good time. And yeah, that was the highlight of the week for me, honestly. What about you, JJ?
So for me, this has been a relatively busy week. I feel like they all kind of blending in together.
Ain't they all busy these days?
Right. Yeah, you know, what is it? People be like, oh, I'm happy it's Friday. Why?
I come alive on the weekend.
But during the week, man, I got off work one day. And I was running, like trying to run errands after work, and I was racing to another event that I had. And bro, they be doing so much construction in Fort Worth.
Oh yeah.
I was going through a construction zone.
What happened, bro?
Sliced my tire.
Are you serious?
Lord.
Sliced it, bro. And at first I hit it, and I was like, that don't seem right. I thought my alignment was off. So
Not the Bentley.
You know what I'm saying? You know how much they cost to repair it?
That's at least $300 a tire.
At minimum.
300? That's low.
Is that low?
But I feel like it would be low for that.
Is that how much a Lexus is?
But he said Bentley.
I said Bentley.
I mean, it's a couple of steps up from a Sentra.
I don't know luxury. I drive a Saturn. I mean,
They don't even make them no more.
They don't. I used to drive. I drive a
Sentra. Yeah, so I'm driving through, bro. Hit this. It was like, you know how sometimes the roads are elevated.
Oh yeah.
So there wasn't really any way to avoid it.
The metal planks in the road.
Yeah, I just hit the metal plank, bro. It sliced my tire. I didn't realize
you
that.
can sue the city.
Can you?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to go through all that.
Oh, okay.
They gonna just hold you up in lawsuits?
They'll pay you.
For real? Have you done it?
My cousin's done it. Shout out to Big Block.
How much did he get?
For a flat tire?
I have to call and ask him.
Yeah, get him on the line because I'm trying to see something.
Yeah, let me know them results.
Yeah.
But so I didn't even recognize that it was flat. Like I felt the car pulling. I just thought I thought I messed up my alignment. So I got out the car, and then when I was leaving, I recognized that my tire was flat. So I pull up to QT because you know they got the free air at QT.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, but the crackheads be breaking the thing.
What do they want with the air?
They be stealing the little air thing.
For what?
I don't know.
For their bikes.
I don't know.
For their bikes? They need
Bro,
the air.
somebody pulled up on the bike when I was there, jumped in front of all the lines, all the cars. Yeah.
But that's what a QT guy told me that one day because I pulled up on him and he was fixing it and he said
I did not interrupt y'all's story.
Proceed. I was trying to give y'all some historical context.
Yeah. So I pull up to QT, and you know it's QT, so everybody's at QT. I'm waiting in line. I put air in my tire. I'm trying to put air in my tire. Ain't no air. The air's not filling up the tire. So then that's when I see the slash. I'm like, okay. So I put the spare on. I realized I'm just gonna have to put the spare on. So I was like, all right, I'm done with it. But while I was waiting in line at QT, bro, I'm just chilling in the car waiting. A dude like pulls up, swerves into a parking lot, jumps out the car. Like it's all happening really fast. Jumps out the car, pops the trunk, and then grabs a rug, lays it on the ground
like a body.
No, fool.
That's
like
what I'm like.
Like an actual rug.
This is giving racetrack vibes.
Like a rug, and he opens it up, lays it on the ground, and then starts his meditation practice.
Oh, outside
at
Quick Trip.
Like just like it wasn't paying no mind to nobody.
That's dedication.
That's dedication. And in that moment, because I'm waiting in line for air. You know, I'm like, thinking about, dang, like this happened, this unfortunate, all this happened. But that gave me perspective to be like, bro, I got too much stuff to be grateful for.
You should have went over there and said, scoot over for me, bro.
You would have hopped on there.
I'd have had a rough day too. Let me meditate.
Nah, bro, I didn't do that. But I just thought that was dedication just to see that in live action. But then, bro, check this. I go to put the spare on my tire. What's wrong? The spare is flat.
If it ain't one thing, it's another.
Bro, so I had to go back to QT. This time the line was longer. Wait in the line. And then I finally got air in my spare. End up going the next day to get it repaired. But, all that to say that that's just one of the events of the week. But it gave me perspective, bro. It's too much things to be grateful for. Yeah. So, little update.
It could always be worse. So, this week also was another special occasion, and I'm not talking about Cinco de Mayo.
Although that was fun too.
You did something?
Well, I did something. It was a very dad something.
I was like, where's the invite?
I ordered a velvet taco on DoorDash, and that they deliver margaritas too.
Is this life?
You got margaritas to go?
Is
Or margarita
this
delivery?
life? Is this what our life has become?
Oh, then I watched Batman. Life is crazy. It's a movie, bro.
Bro, it's
Living
crazy.
la loca.
So also Cinco de Mayo was the first day that we launched the podcast.
Yeah.
It's our
1
anniversary.
year. 365 long days. long days, guys. How y'all feeling, man? 1 year in, how y'all feeling?
Man, blessed, man. First giving honor to God. I'm just
Who's the head of my life?
who is the head of my life. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here. Nah, bro. I'm feeling good, bro. I'm blessed. I'm happy that we made it a year.
Yeah, bro. A lot of podcasts don't make it that long.
They say a lot of podcasts don't make it past like
Past
12
12 years.
Yes,
I mean, 12 episodes.
Well, yeah, we probably should have talked about that before. But like 6 episodes. I thought it was 6.
Is it 6?
Yeah. I thought like
it's 6.
the average was like 6
think it's
episodes.
6.
Oh,
Either
it's
way,
6.
we made it a year. So that's an accomplishment.
A year and 39 episodes, bro. That's big.
I feel accomplished also, man. I'm just proud of us, man. I can see the growth in all three of us. Life has become more of a challenge.
And we still, you know what?
Coop is confrontational.
Right. So much has changed. I think the biggest thing that this has taught us, bro, is to just see it through, because we're also in a super busy season of our lives. Everybody is. And we still be showing up every week recording this podcast.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah, that's crazy because when we started, I mean, who would have known that we would both be planning weddings?
Right.
During the first year, Coop have a baby. Like
Coop
it's a lot of life events that happen.
Right.
That probably would have just knocked a lot of people out.
But not us. Strong chins.
It hurts. So I wanna think back to I want to take our listeners, because they also been rocking with us for an entire year. I want to take them back to the beginning, right? Like when we even thought about this podcast and like how it even came to be. So JJ and I were having a conversation and we brought up the idea I'm like, JJ, bro, we know too many dope friends to not be working together on something. And I think that is true for like a lot of people in our friend group. I see us transitioning away from that and doing more things together. But at that time, it was like, bro, we are dope and we not even doing nothing together. Like I see all these people on social media collaborating and using their gifts to help each other, and we're not doing anything. And so JJ and I had a conversation about like, what does that look like? Is it a podcast? Is it some on Instagram? And ultimately we came to the idea that it would be a podcast. And then I'll never forget this. JJ and I were talking about the idea of how we were going to take this to the next level. And I was in a Walmart parking lot. And
Well, you love a Walmart.
I'm always there. It's
just a parking lot.
I refuse to go to Walmart.
I know people feel strongly about not going there. I'm sorry. They have everything I need. But we were in the Walmart parking lot and JJ brought up Coop's name. And he was like, bro,
that's a good idea.
We should
Come on.
I think we should add Coop to the pod.
Oh, yeah.
Because Coop has a very different perspective than us. Because I think JJ and I kind of think a lot alike sometimes.
Yeah, we're similar in our
We're
thought
very
process.
similar in thought process. And we were like, yo, we need somebody on here who gonna shake the table. Somebody who thinks differently. Somebody who is unapologetic.
I don't feel like I don't shake the table that hard.
We're gonna get to that. But we had the idea and we brought in Coop. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all, these episodes will never see the light of day. But we got some episodes before
The Lost Files.
The Lost Files, because we started recording the podcast. I mean, in the pandemic.
Yeah.
And so we did it virtually.
Yeah.
It was still heavy in the pandemic, so we couldn't meet in person. And I'm gonna be honest, they weren't giving what I was supposed to give.
The virtual is different.
It was
Yeah.
different, and so
Like,
that's what we realized.
Yeah, the energy is just different just because you don't have the same camaraderie as just being
Right.
in person. When you can look at somebody, you're physically there, you can see people reaction. Virtually, you don't have that.
No.
Which is crazy because we knew each other.
Yeah, it's just weird.
It was just weird.
Do y'all FaceTime a lot?
No, I hate it.
No.
I think it's just a younger people thing.
Oh no, my cousin them or Jaden would like FaceTime me, and I'd be like, just call.
One of my white homeboys, he texted me and he was like, "Do black guys FaceTime a lot?" And I
No.
was like, "I don't think so." He's like, "Oh, because I just see he was out eating." He's like, "This kid's been FaceTiming the whole time he's at the restaurant."
It definitely is a younger generation.
Yeah,
They don't
The
call,
only time
but
I
they
ever
FaceTime.
like FaceTime really is if I'm talking to my fiance.
I don't even do that.
I only did it to see Casey, but that's it.
Yeah, I never do it. But here we are, guys. It's been a year. We started out bi-weekly.
Yep.
We started out bi-weekly and then we transitioned to weekly. Now I want to go through some of our goals. It's 1 year. We did this whole
Lord.
write out our goals for the year. Where will we be in 1 year? Let's see. Let's go through them.
Drum roll.
Weekly episodes.
We
Check.
did
Yeah,
that.
check.
We did that. Wrong. I was gonna say, video.
Look, you picking and choosing.
Video. We did not do that. Merch.
We
Ooh.
did not do that.
Podcaster meetup. Maybe we should stop. Okay.
These are the 1 year.
Are we failures?
500 downloads per episode.
These might have been lofty goals.
I think they were very. Actually, I don't know. I just don't think we worked hard enough.
I think that life became harder, or
Life was life in.
exactly.
Hold on. We did do some stuff. We did a giveaway.
We did our giveaway. We did
Come on, man. Hit the button. Inviting people on with influence. We had guests and 50 Apple reviews.
Oh yeah, we
Crushed
did
that.
that.
We crushed that. We crushed that. So what do you guys take? You're looking at the things that we didn't do. You're looking at what we did. How do y'all feel, and what can we do differently as we go into year number 2?
Man, I look at this like I really kind of look at it through the lens of opportunity for growth.
Right.
So I'm thinking about
Look at you being
all
positive.
that. Yeah, because I'm looking at it like all that we accomplished.
Who called us failures?
I didn't.
I'm looking at all that we
I did
accomplished in the year. We might not have reached those goals directly, but we made progress towards
Right.
a lot of those goals.
Definitely.
And brother, there was a lot of life events that happened. So I think that there's opportunity for growth because some of those were lofty, but some of those were achievable.
Right.
And I think that just kind of speaks to like our intentionality and dedication to be able to like follow through. But like, what does that look like in the future? How can we navigate that space differently so that way we can set ourselves up for success?
Right.
I think there's areas of improvement that we can all work on.
That's good. That's good.
definitely.
Cool. What about you? Cool. 1 year goals. We set out. We wrote these goals. We actually made it like a whole weekend project.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
were like, we're gonna come together. We're gonna have like this whole session. We wrote out
Basically like a retreat.
1 month. It was like a retreat. We wrote out 1 month goals, 3 month goals, 6 months goals, and then 9 month, and then 1 year. Cool. Looking at our 1 year goals, how are you feeling?
I feel good. I feel like we did. We accomplished a lot, bro, in 1 year. Especially for somebody that has no experience in doing
Right.
anything. We had to figure out a lot of stuff on our own. Obviously, we've added help throughout the way. We've got to speak to some dope people. I see, like JJ said, opportunity to take it even farther next year.
Yeah.
I think that
I agree with that.
I think that the goals are tangible, but they don't show the intangibles.
Right.
Like they don't show like how we are growing in our speaking or how we're growing in our
Right.
communication.
Right.
Just all those type of intangibles.
Yeah.
Dante,
Thank you. I was gonna say that.
I'm gonna throw it to you.
We finishing how we started. With JJ cutting me off. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go listen to them earlier episodes. No, but I agree, man. I think just looking at the goals, a part of me just always feels like we could have done more, and I think that's just natural. But I also think like we got more comfortable doing this. Like
Yeah.
I look forward to podcasting with y'all. I think it is, even in the seasons where life got tough. I know I had a couple of them.
Yeah.
I done got about 3 wrecks since we started, at least. But I'm just, man, I'm thankful to be on this journey. I'm thankful to be on this journey with y'all. And I think, you know, we didn't hit every single goal on the list of goals, but I am optimistic that if we keep applying pressure, bro, that we gonna make it. We're gonna make it.
Yeah.
To the next go round. But I do want to do something really, really quickly. I want to give it up for y'all, man. I want to give it up for y'all. Hit the buzzer, man. I don't be knowing which button to push. Cooper's our resident button man. But I want to give it up for y'all. I think this year has been been a year of a lot of things going on, and I think you two, I wouldn't want to be on this journey with anybody but you guys, man. Like Coop did his thing. Coop has been editing the podcast. So y'all know that conversation we was alluding to, that tough conversation. A part of it was because Coop was frustrated because Coop has edited every single episode of the podcast. 39 whole episodes, man. So I want to give it up to my boy Coop.
Give it up.
Hey, man.
Coop doing that, man.
I'll drink to that.
Yeah. We appreciate your dedication.
Yeah, black man. Take that. I also want to give it up to JJ, man. Like JJ, every single week, JJ created those posts that y'all see, those quote posts. He created the quote post. Dang, you really didn't do nothing. I'm joking. Now, JJ created the quote post. He also created the questions that we did. He also made sure that those things were posted. But I'm be honest, man. I think MVP goes out to my boy Coop, bro. Coop did the covers. He did the covers. I'm only doing this so he won't cuss us out.
I'm the man.
I'm only doing this
Feed my ego.
I want to do this so he won't say nothing crazy to us no more. But yeah, man, I wouldn't want to be on this journey with anybody but you guys.
Definitely.
So
bro.
Cheers to 1 year and more listens. Hey guys, look. Share this podcast. Y'all wanted us to go weekly. We went weekly. Okay, that was one of the goals. Y'all wanted that. We did it. All right, we working on the video for y'all. I know y'all be hitting us up asking.
All they want is more and more.
More and more. We know it. We're on its way. But yeah, guys, I wouldn't want to do this. So what would y'all tell anybody, somebody who has been kind of standing on the sidelines and wanting to do something, but they may be too nervous to do it?
Well, first off, I want to say I wouldn't want to do this with anybody else but you as well, Dante.
Oh, I know. I was waiting on it.
I said samesies.
But to answer your question,
Is that
I'm
not
gonna let Coop slide because he don't like talking. He don't like talking. I need Key here.
she is spokesperson.
She's a spokesperson.
Yeah, I would say to anybody, bro, to just take that step. I think that's probably the biggest growth is that initial step. Because you're stepping into it, well, for us, we were stepping into a space that was unknown. Granted, you have some experience in podcasting, but you never had that experience with us.
Yeah,
it's a new experience for all of us. But it's like there's just growth, and there's going to be trials and tribulations with trying anything new. But you learn through the process. So kind of just take that mindset of taking action to take a step, and give yourself grace and learn, continue to grow. Fail, continue to learn from your failures and continue to apply and keep transforming going forward.
That's good. Cool. What would you tell somebody?
Just start, man. Just start and just tell yourself you're not gonna stop, bro. Just don't stop.
Yeah, bro. And I'll say, I think one of the biggest things that I've learned is if there is something that you want to do, but you don't know how you're going to be able to tackle it, bring people that you trust into the fold with you. Because I think this journey has been a lot easier to do simply because I have my friends, but also now my business partners to support me.
You getting emotional, Dante?
No, I'm just horrible. But there were so many other things that I have not started because it all falls on me.
That's very true.
And I think with this,
finding a support system.
Yeah. I had to show up even on the days when I didn't want to, even when it was tough, because I wasn't doing it just for me. If it was just for me, y'all probably would have got about 10 episodes.
And I
for
appreciate
me.
the accountability, right? Like there's a level of accountability that we all have to have for one another just to show up every day.
Right.
But I think even in those experiences, you learn a lot about yourself. Like you learn what you can do. You push yourself. You grow in that area too.
Yeah. So guys, we want to know from y'all, if you're not following us on Instagram at the Soundboard Podcast, let us know, what are you looking forward to most for year number 2? What do you want us to do? What do you want us to talk more about? What do you want us to talk less about? Send us a DM on IG at the Soundboard Podcast. That's our private community, and that's where it goes down, man, through the week. So join us there and shoot us that DM because we want to know.
So we're talking about the 1 year, 1 year in the pod. So we all have been doing this for 365 days, but I think even doing a podcast, there's a realm of influence that comes with that.
Right.
But even each one of us in our own respective realms are, I would say, we are all leaders in our own right. Mm-hmm. And thinking about that in terms of a leader, right, what we bring to the table, there's a level of influence that comes with being a leader. And there's typically a product that you offer or a value that you have. Everybody has a personality. Everybody has gifts. Everybody has talents. But, what is it, when you think about yourself, when we think about even us collectively, what is it about you that like attracts people to you, right? Like what is it that like that gift or that natural talent, ability that you have that attracts people to you? And are there things that you're aware of that maybe like deter people away from you?
You know what, JJ? I think that's a great question. I think because we are the Soundboard Podcast, we need to answer that for each other.
I like where your head's at.
I'm going to challenge us. So let's do it like this. I'm going to tell Coop. Coop going to tell you. You going to tell me. So what...
Can I tell Coop?
Oh, you don't want to tell me?
No, I'm joking.
You don't tell me mine? Because, I come back with that heat. So what is the thing that I think is essentially one of Coop's strengths? The thing that draws people to him?
Yeah. What is that?
Tell me. I'm trying to figure it out.
Cool. It is easy, bro. The same reason you're on this podcast. And I said it, and I mentioned it earlier, but Coop, one thing I value about you is just you see things differently. And
Perspective.
You have a really different perspective. And in a world where a lot of people think alike, I think that is something that should be valued. And I think that is a great asset, bro. Like, I think that's a great asset. I love the fact you're doing this podcast because you're now, honing the craft of being able to get those different thinking things out.
Right.
And so, bro, that's just one of the things that I love most about you, and I think is definitely a great strong suit and gift that you have.
I appreciate that, man.
Bro, also your creativity.
Oh, that's fact.
You're a creative, so you always thinking like an
Y'all
abstract
say
way.
that. I don't ever feel that.
I mean, see, that's probably because it just comes natural to
Right.
you. Like you don't have if you don't think about it, like it's subconscious, it's just natural. But people who necessarily don't have maybe it to the same degree that you do, they recognize it, right? So that's why it's easier for me to call that out on you, because you got that, like, it's just natural, bro. You ain't got to think about it. I got to think hard.
Y'all lucky I can't grow hair. I'll get some dreads and dye it different colors, be real creative.
Thank God you can't. You know what? I also want to add this to Coop. I think one thing, and Coop is really, really good at this. If Coop don't know something, he will figure it out, bro.
Oh, yeah.
That man did not know how to edit no podcast. He figured it out. Like, if Coop doesn't know how to do something, he's going to figure it out. And I think in a world where people tend to give up when they can't figure something out, that is definitely a gift and a strong set of things that you have.
Thanks, guys. I really feel good about myself right now.
I'm just helping you out, Black man.
I feel like I'm at Dante's birthday party right now.
Oh my! You know we keep the table topics going. Wait till y'all get to this wedding.
No.
Please stand up and tell about. All right, let's go to JJ. Coop, what is JJ's gifts?
JJ, let me think.
I'm
JJ blank. I think JJ he gives you a good sense of like I guess peace, calm. He's a calming figure in your life. Somebody that helps you you know, if you're in a rough patch, he's a good listener. Somebody can give you good advice, sound advice. You know, it's based within the word. It's somebody that's help you out.
I think it's good. You know, that actually is one of the things that I used to dislike about JJ. Because, you know, it's so funny.
You used to dislike it?
I used to hate the fact that JJ would never pick sides.
Really?
Yes. JJ would never pick a side. But as we've grown older, I've realized that JJ has always been the voice of reason.
Voice of reason.
Right. So like when you pick a side, you don't, you know, JJ used to always say this and it would frustrate me, but he would always be like, well, I understand what you're saying, but I also understand what they say.
Right.
And now as we've grown up, and especially during this podcast, it is definitely something that I value about him because it's always sound.
Right.
Like you said, it's always backed with knowledge. And JJ just also is just a great person to just give advice.
Yep.
We call him Saint Jeremy.
Yep. I used to say that he was my spiritual leader.
Everybody said that about JJ. Boy, you gotta start charging us. As much as you be leading us correctly.
Hey man, I appreciate it. Is it hard for y'all to receive words of?
For sure.
It's very uncomfortable.
Why?
I don't know. We don't do it enough.
Well, humble. You're far too kind.
Is it?
Yeah.
You think it's a
I don't know.
I think it's just hard for I think it's hard for men to just to sit and let people talk about you. I always get awkward. I'd be like, please go on.
It's like when people sing happy birthday to you.
And you gotta
I don't know what to do.
You be like, what should I do? You gotta act like you enjoy it.
I can't sing too. It's my birthday.
I see what Dante did though.
What do you do?
He tried to save the best for last.
No, I didn't. But
You're not slick to the can of oil.
but
boy.
roof.
But one of the things that I think that is a strength, and it's obvious strength, is Dante's communication skills. Like he's a great communicator. He's able to orator.
Oh,
But I think that sometimes that gets lost in translation because people communicate really well. But Dante also listens really well. So he like listens. He's like present, and then he also is able to naturally find like analogies and weave things in together. And he's funny. And this is probably probably like one of the only times I'll just say he's funny. But yeah, he's comedic relief. He got a sense of humor. So like Dante can always find.
I don't like that.
Dante, tell us a joke.
shut up! That was a private conversation.
But Dante can always find humor in a situation, and that always lightens the mood for everybody around him. But also, he's like compassionate. Like he's very passionate about whatever he does. If he's going in, you know, Dante gonna say, if you're gonna pinch the tent,
I'm gonna bring the
circus. But that's pretty much in all areas of life. So I mean, he's just driven. He's passionate, and then he can tell a joke from time to time.
Funny man.
Don't do that. See, you know how I feel about that. You know how I feel about that. But thank you for saving the funny for last, because I never want to be only funny. People then start thinking you're a clown. You're a joke.
People like clowns, bro.
Shut up, dude. So one of the things you said you challenged us to do the things that we do good, but you also mentioned what is our deterrent? What is the thing that we struggle with? I'll say for me, I think one of the things that I struggle with is sometimes being too much. Like my baby always be like, read a room.
You think you have a strong personality?
I think I have a very strong personality. 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna be the loudest in the room, and that's not necessarily always a good thing.
Yeah, it's probably 10 out of 10.
Okay, let's not do that. Let's not do that. But yeah, I think that could also be a deterrent. But you know what, guys? As I'm growing up, I used to hate it. Like I used to hate that.
Yeah.
And what I'm realizing now is like that's my gift. And although some people won't like it, other people love me for it.
Tell them to leave the room.
That's what I'm saying. I'm shining too bright. But yeah, so that'll be
put some shades on.
So you know what? That is one. But I think my biggest one is just I don't know, man. That's it. I'm great.
JJ, what's yours? I have to
That
think.
boy said, anything more than one is too many.
Right.
I was trying to get some more to like balance it out. Then I realized it's me.
I think for me, it is a hard thing to think about.
That's
But
hard.
I think
Like, what is the thing that keeps people away?
Yeah, I think part of that is probably sometimes it could be sarcasm. So I think like sarcasm is not always received well, and I do tell a lot of jokes, or tell a lot of sarcastic jokes.
Right.
Sometimes that can turn people away.
It definitely does.
But I also think that sometimes it's just really like maybe not necessarily. I'm thinking about this from like a leadership standpoint though, like not maybe necessarily being a visionary at times and like being strategic with like how I'm going to get that plan, carry that plan through.
Okay.
I
So,
think sometimes
indecisiveness
Yeah, I think that.
gonna turn off people. Okay. I think mine is similar to you. I think that for some people, I'll probably play too much. Do y'all disagree? I feel like I will make a joke out of anything, and not everybody.
I do think you struggle in serious situations.
But that's it.
But I don't think it's never. I've never been in a situation where I've been like Coop doing too much.
But you're also a jokester, so like
jokester.
y'all are both very similar.
He's a clown, and I'm a joke.
And
Tell us how you really feel. Tell us how you really feel, JJ.
what you mean?
He just did.
Then you said you was a clown.
I never said that. I said I don't want to be a clown.
Oh, I thought that was spoken.
Proceed, JJ.
But no, I think that because y'all are similar, like with the sense of humor, that playfulness, it's not a deterrent for Dante with you, but I think that can be for people who are more serious, right? Like for people who are trying to have a serious moment and you make light of the situation or you joke about it, it could be a deterrent. Maybe even for people who are not positive, like your positivity, your positivity.
I'm
Toxic positivity. Oh my gosh, that is cool.
I'm sorry.
Coop be like, oh, I know you got a flat tire, but life is good. I don't want to hear that right now, actually.
I can understand that.
So I definitely would say
I'm
that.
too positive.
Positive.
I'll take that all day. That's like something you say on a job interview. Your negative trait.
Sometimes I can be too positive. That's up there with.
I just work too hard.
That's up there with. I don't know when to stop.
Exactly. So let's go ahead and stop. All right,
Can we run that whole deterrent conversation back?
What you want to say?
First of all, I don't think I understood the question. So I think when JJ brought it from a leadership perspective, that made me think about, mine is definitely I'm not a planner. I think my biggest deterrent is I speak very well. You guys said it. I'm an orator, as Coop said. But bro, I struggle execution. I
can
talk
see that.
good. I can rally. Hold on. I rally people together. I think I do a great job of that, but I struggle at times to be a visionary. Like, I'm going to get you revved up and don't be having nowhere to go.
You like the Wizard of Oz or something.
What?
Pull back that curtain. What's back there? A clown.
Bro, I'm not naturally a planner. And I be telling myself I am. And so because I tell myself I am, I try to put that pressure on myself and it never works out.
I think you're gonna get better at it, bro. Because the fact that you're aware of it and you're making an effort, I think you're making an effort to get better at it. Eventually, things are gonna click.
So that brings a good question, because this kind of ties into like what we were talking about last episode as far as like the soundbite of the week, like focusing on your strengths versus like managing around your weaknesses or areas of opportunity, areas of growth, right? So this is something that Dante feels like is like an area of growth, right? He's not necessarily excelling in this area. Would you say that you should spend more time focusing on that, or do you feel like you should try to capitalize on
I don't think I should spend more time trying to get better at it. I think I should spend my time surrounding myself with people who naturally do that. And so I think that's one of the things that I'm learning right now. It's like, bro, if you know, I mean, I think I could get better at it. Yes, I do think it's going to take a lot of energy. And I think putting that much energy in it would take away time and effort from the things that I do well, because it's not something I do naturally. I'm going to have to go above and beyond to do it.
Right.
However, I do think because I am great at rallying people together, I need to just rally people together and have them do the plan. Like motivate them to become the planners.
Essentially create an environment where other people can
other people can operate in their strengths. So just hanging around more people.
Use
who
your strength
naturally
to reinforce other people's strengths.
right, instead of just trying to spend all this energy and time trying to change my weakness, if you will.
Yeah, that's good. So, anyways, the main reason we're here, we want to celebrate the pod,
Right.
But more importantly, it's Mother's Day coming up.
What we celebrating? This stressful.
What you mean?
Shout out to all the mothers out there.
Shout out to them, but they don't understand the stress that we have to go through.
They pushed you.
They
out.
the
pushed your
labor.
big head out.
No, and that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, because I understand the sacrifice, bro. I go crazy every single year trying to like.
Nothing's good enough for her.
Yeah, I'm like, dang, bro. What do I do? What have I not given? What have I not given my mom? What have I not given Olivia? And it always becomes this thing where I'm just trying to top what I did last year.
Like how can you top the gift of life?
At this point, I'm about to just pull up and be like, hey, baby, this the gift.
You better do what my father-in-law told us to do.
What's that?
He said, your presence
Is
a
the present. You know what? I think that was great sound advice. I don't know if Olivia going for that though.
Why would men, like older men, to be talking to you? They be talking so tough to you.
This is what you should do.
Do what you. But do you do that?
Because they got a stake in the game.
Yeah, that's what,
yeah.
That's why I told him. I like midway through the conversation, I was like, "Well, I don't think that works for me." But I do. I drive myself crazy every year trying to like think of a great gift. And it ain't necessarily for my mom. I give my mom money because she's very particular about what she wants. She likes things a certain type of way. I'm like, let me just give you money, baby girl, so you can go buy whatever you want to buy, right?
Right.
It's always me trying to think of a great gift for Olivia, like where we gonna take her. You know, Jane ain't got no money.
That's the problem, bro. And this is what Key told me. Because we have a bunch of things coming up. We have Mother's Day.
Right.
Our anniversary is on the 12th.
What year is this for y'all?
5.
5 years, bro.
I think you're supposed to upgrade the ring on 5. Not doing that.
Not you saying that on the podcast.
Not doing that.
He gonna be like, I did not know we weren't doing that.
Not gonna do that. But we got that. Then her birthday's in May also.
Yeah.
So I have all these things, and I was like, I'm spending all this money, and she's like, that's your problem. You trying to buy my love.
Yeah, baby, that's the easiest thing to do. What you want me to be? Thought?
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna see whatever JJ does, and I'm just gonna copy that.
Right, JJ, what you doing? What you doing over there?
Man, I think that when it comes to Mother's Day, like Mother's Day is an interesting holiday. It's not like a birthday. It's like you're trying to celebrate the fact that this woman
You're thankful.
brought you in. Yeah. How do you show thanks? How do you show gratitude? I don't necessarily think that a gift can do that. So
This guy.
Right. Here go JJ again.
real talk. I don't necessarily think that a gift can do that. I think a gift is a great gesture. Like,
He wants to be Love Jones so bad.
But
Bring out the tap shoes.
for me, it's
Pandering, man.
it's really just taking the opportunity to spend time with my mom.
So what y'all
oh
doing?
my gosh.
Yeah, it's quality time. But that kind of goes to like you know your mom's like whatever her love language is, like speak to that. If it's gifts, then give her a gift. If it's quality time, and quality time.
Because this is the thing, restaurants about to be full. Everybody gonna go out on Mother's Day.
But I mean, think about like how busy we are. Like how often does your mom get to spend time with you? So I think that can substitute like spending money.
That's true.
Fine, I'll save my money. spend my time.
No, that's good. I just, you
That's
know,
good.
I know people always struggle. If you're anything like me, you always just struggle because you want to get a good gift that means something. But
This is my first year. I have to 2 mothers.
yep, you
that
gotta
have
do.
to.
You
Oh
gotta do
Lord,
key and your. Oh,
gosh, dang.
that's what I'm saying, bro.
Thankful. I'm thankful. This is good. Life
This
is
is
good.
good. This
Life
is
is
good.
great.
It's good. So yeah, bro. I think it's gonna be great. I still need to figure out what I'm gonna do. Something that's good. That just ultimately says I'm thankful because, you know, as we've gotten older, bro, I've really become more thankful for my mom. And
Oh, yeah.
just more thankful for Olivia too.
Yeah.
Cause you just be seeing what mamas be putting up with. I still be calling my mama about stuff and I'm 32.
Yeah.
So I know she'd probably be like, good grief. It
Yeah.
never ends, bro. And so I just think that's dope. And also for the people whose moms aren't here.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Just remembering them and just honoring them.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. This year, having a child and watching Kiana with Casey and like her nurture Casey gave me a whole different like appreciation for mothers. I'm not gonna lie,
Woman.
because like you think about, I spit everywhere.
Amateur.
I got a wet mouth. See you later, Keith.
That's the gift.
Oh, do like them?
Happy
No, they do
birthday.
like.
Go in there with some silk drawers on and be like, Happy Mother's Day.
I got something special for you.
Gotta come in there with a bow tie.
Okay,
Boy.
but seriously. No, but just seeing it with Casey, I'm like, so we always had our mom in our life, right? And you're growing up, you're not really thinking about it. Like even now, it's like you probably have a good idea, but I think once you see from the beginning
Right.
what your mom had to go through, raising you, dealing with like not sleeping through the night, taking care of you when you're sick, all these little things, it just means so much more after you actually get to see it.
Yeah, bro. So I'm thankful, man. Hey, man, celebrate the women in your life, whether that's your mom, whether that's an aunt, whether that's a mentor. And for those of you whose mothers who are not here anymore, celebrate them. Celebrate
the memories.
Yeah, celebrate the memories, man. And it's, you know, because motherhood is just a beautiful thing. None of us would be here without it.
Right.
So this Mother's Day, go and enjoy it. Fellas, I think it's time to jump into the end of this 1 year celebration. You know how we started on the first episode doing this, and we gonna end this episode doing this with the sound bite of the week. You already know we want to give you some words of wisdom so that you can be better and your week could be better. So JJ, hit us with that.
The soundbite of the week is: there's a difference between doing something for fun and doing something for a living. Respect the difference.
Say that again.
There's a difference between doing something for fun and doing something for a living. Respect the difference.
See, we've been doing this for fun.
Yeah.
But now we're about to do it for a living.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Year 2. We going crazy.
We going crazy, guys. From the bottom of our hearts, we are so thankful that y'all have tapped in with us for an entire year. For those of you who came in the middle and you went back and listened to the past episodes, we're so thankful for you. Hey, man, for those who are living across the world, because we got listeners across the world, man, from different countries, we are thankful for you too, man. Hey, don't forget, if you have not, leave us a rating and review on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts. Also, man, you already know on Instagram is where it goes down. If you have not tapped into the community, please go and give us a follow at the Soundboard Podcast. It's your main man Dante signing off. Follow me at Dante Speaks Life. That's DONTAE.
And you already know this is Coop. You can find me on IG at thisiscoop_.
And this is JJ. You can follow me at _Jeremy J. And we are out.
Peace.
Later.